Okay, all right, good. Let's start with the warm-ups. Then let's do 25 jumping jacks. Begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Already, huh? On your elbows. Two sets on your elbows. Okay, two sets, just 2 sets of 10s. Ready to go. Legs on your back. You know on your back? Good. Good. Legs up and do 25 crunches. Begin. So, how many, again, never saw me before? Okay, just a few of you. Okay, great. And then, how many of you taken my sparring class before? Sparring class? Okay, great. And then, who has been in my world training class? When I did the mental training. All right, good. Since some of you know me, some of you don't, I'm going to do a quick introduction of who I am. I am a student, just like you. Okay? I'm a student just like you. My name is Senpai Ken Hayashi. Senpai Hayashi. And a little background about how I got to this studio. I have like 25 years of martial arts experience, but how I got to this studio was not because I wanted to join a karate gym. A friend of mine, who's a chiropractor, said, hey, he called me up one day and said, hey, they're having a little networking, business networking kind of thing for adults, grown-ups, okay? And it's at this place. I went, oh great, I'll show up. So I was there, and there actually was that here. People were having wine and cheese, and Shihan Brown went up to the sensei then. He went up and he gave a short speech, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then he goes, oh, I'm going to invite everybody to this room, the main room here, and I saw a demonstration. Okay, who's on the demo team? All right. Who knows Heather Bartlett? Some of you guys know Heather Bartlett? Okay. Who knows Travis Bartlett? Okay, Travis Bartlett is one of our senseis here as well. He doesn't come very often, okay, but he was Shihan Brown's first student. And he had a little sister, real small, okay, at the time. And I remember seeing the demonstration. And I have 4 kids, but I had my 2 daughters at the time. They were only 4 years old. And I remember seeing the demonstration, and I was in there going, oh my gosh. And when, I don't know if I've ever admitted to this, but when Heather Bartlett came up and she did her part of the demonstration where she was like, it looked like she was about to be attacked by an attacker, and how she defended herself. Obviously it's a demonstration. I started cheering up. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I went up to the front, and I'm going, okay, where's the application? Where's the application? And people weren't expecting to sign people up that day because it was a group of grown-ups, okay? And the kind of the idea was to promote the school and maybe come back, right? Come back, bring your son or daughter, and they're supposed to try out the classes for like 2 weeks, right? And then make a decision like, yeah, I want to sign up. I was like walking around going, okay, where's the application? And I had to get an application from somebody, right? And I'm filling it out by myself. No, everyone's ignoring me, okay? I'm filling out the application. I'm pulling out a credit card. I'm going, I'm ready to sign up. And I think Sensei Kyushi at the time says, we don't take credit cards, or something like that. Okay? And I couldn't sign up, but I did. Obviously I did. Several years ago. And since then, I've been training here. Love the school. And I used to teach the sparring class over there. Right? Who was in my sparring class before? Every Saturday I was here. And I was a full volunteer. I was just teaching because I loved what the school was doing. My daughters eventually started studying with you as well. Okay? And unfortunately, I now live in Los Angeles. So I was working with the world team then. And I love what the competitors this school was doing, what kind of champions we were producing. Okay? So then I went, wow, this is great. I get an opportunity to work with world champions as well as world competitors, world champions, world record holders, all right, and then work with this group for the last couple of years. And it's been an awesome ride. And my daughters also started competing as well. Okay? So I have this opportunity to come back here and show you something that I know will take it to the edge. What you have right now is awesome foundation. You're ready to take it on. You're about to go to the competition, do a great job. But this, what I'm about to present to you, is about the mind. Okay, it's a little different. We're going to do a couple of drills, but it will be about the mind. And I'm going to explain why that's going to be very, very important in a couple of minutes. Okay? And a lot of it will be with stories. You're going to understand through stories how this is applied to the competition that we've been going to and are about to go to come in June. That's like July, right? June. Okay? So, how many of you are ready to become a world champion? Okay? Everyone's hand should be up there. Alright? How many of you already are world champion? Hands? When I say how many, I want to see those hands. Okay, so I can also look. Okay, put your hands down. How many of you have actually ever heard of the Olympics?
Yes.
Right? The real Olympics, right? Okay, great. How many of you have ever met an Olympian before? One? Anyone else? Two. Two people met an Olympian. How many of you, the Olympians, were they gold medalists? Silver? Bronze? No, they just what? They just competed? They just competed, which is still an amazing feat. Okay? And I've never met an Olympian. I've never met an Olympian. Everyone in here has never met an Olympian except for two people. How many world champions are there in here? World champions, come on. I just saw those hands. This is phenomenal. Do you see what kind of room you're in? You're in a room full of world champions. Karate, do you know karate's not in the Olympic system? Who knows that? Who knows that? Okay, right. Karate's not in the Olympic system. Okay, and there's a couple reasons why. I don't want to get into that. But they have world level competitions. Compete is world level. The world competition of Stan Witzman, which we're going to, is world level. Even San Diego Grand National is world rated because they have enough competitors and enough countries are being represented. And actually, because of Mexico and Canada, they're allowed to call themselves world rated. Okay? So if you have won the San Diego Grand Nationals, the compete, who went to compete this year? Great, okay? One compete, or worlds, that's what I'm going to reference. If you're a world champion, go ahead. Think about that again. Go ahead and raise your hand real quick. Okay, keep your hands up. Okay, if you have ever won 2 titles, 2 world championships. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. This is unheard of. Let alone when you very difficult to meet an Olympian. Very challenging to even finally meet a gold medalist. You are now in a room full of a person that's a one-time world champion, which is a feat in itself. It's a lifelong pursuit and dream. But what we have here, hands are up, the ones that have won a 2-time, these are 2-time world champions in this room. How about this? Keep your hands up. Hands are up, 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 up. This is 2-time, right? 2-time. sparring, continuous weapons, anything. 3-time world champion? Do you know what kind of room you're in? How about a 4-time world champion? Hands are still up. Oh my gosh, 4 times or more. 4 times or more. 5 times or more. This is ridiculous at this point. Okay? This is ridiculous. And I want to ask, how many times have you won? No, you know? Okay, that's bad. He doesn't know. You should know. How many times have you won? How many? 5. How many times have you won? 6, including compete. I tell you, compete is world rated. How many times have you won? 5 or 6, okay? You should know this, all right? And then Sensei Michael, how many times have you won? 4. Huh? 4 or 5? 24,
25.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we would have kept our hands up for the next like 30, the 30 minutes, going 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So what I'm doing is, some of you, do you know I'm an author? How many of you know that I was an author? Okay. Oh, some of you did. Now, was that because you guys happened to see that book right there?
Yes.
Okay, that's just, okay. So I've been training here for the last 8 years. Okay, I never mentioned that I was an author. I think only Sensei Michael knew that I was an author at one time. Okay, my first book was called Millionaire by 26, Secrets to Becoming a Young Rich Entrepreneur. And that book was designed because we saw a lot of people that were tinkering around and making little, like building a company inside their garage, right? And a couple of years later, they become multi-millionaires before they turn 26 years old. Okay, you guys heard of Facebook, right? Right? Mark Zuckerberg, right? Okay? Made a little company up, made Facebook, multi-billionaire now. Okay? The first book that I wrote, it was written like about 15 years ago. Okay, and basically I was showcasing them and showing, wow, what did it took for them to become a multi-millionaire at such a young age? What fascinated me. Okay, and at the time I was doing okay too. Okay, I was not nearly as successful as these guys, but it wasn't focused on me. I was looking at, wow, what did it take for these people to become a multi-millionaire? So what I'm working on now, I'm working with my publisher, and we're coming up with a new book right now. It's not going to come out soon. It's going to come out in a couple months. I'm doing case studies. I'm doing case studies of why certain schools will consistently produce world champions and why some schools do not. Schools that have 100, 200 students but will never produce a single world champion. But some schools come in and just dominate and wonder why. What is it that it takes? Alright? Now don't get me wrong, this school was doing phenomenally well, way long before I came on board and started teaching and assist Sensei Judy and Sensei Michael in the classes here. Alright? But I'm documenting what it took for people to go from never competed before, maybe didn't grow up with their father being a karate instructor or anything like that, never had any experience coming in here and just taking over the market on a rated competition. Alright? Okay? So today, again, what are we going to be working on? The mind. The mind. Okay? So let's just take a little bit, go up, take a little step back, maybe up to here so you can see me a little bit better. And then from here, go ahead and have a seat. And stand by. Okay? I'm going to use you. This is going to be interactive. Okay? This is going to be interactive. So I am going to use the senpai very much for interacting with you. So go ahead and senpai, go ahead and have a seat so you can see everything and the demonstrations that I'll be doing. And I'm not doing the demonstrations, you will be. Okay, so it's not me. Okay? So first off, a couple of things, a little history of some of the mysticism behind us. And just so you know, I did receive my second degree black belt here. Okay, so if you know that, I am not a sensei, I'm a senpai. I am a student, just like you. Senpai is just a student that came ahead of you, that's all. Alright? Now I do have a black belt in other systems. I have actually a total of 4 black belts. I have a second degree black belt here. I also have a World Taekwondo Federation black belt, right? The ones that they do at the Olympics, right? A Hapkido one and a Hoshu Mudo black belt. And some of the philosophies behind them are a little different. Okay, like one of the black belt tests that I had to do required that I had to not eat fast for 4 days. So I couldn't eat anything. I'm like, why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense. Right? So I had to not eat for 4 days, and on top of that, we had to sit down and meditate like this, right? Japanese sit like this and meditate for 5 hours. And they actually made that a little easier. It was only 5 hours versus 8 hours. And my legs are killing me. Okay? So the reason I explain that is because before martial art became all over the United States, you go to any city, you can always find a karate school or a taekwondo student. Okay? Before everyone knew, oh, karate's great for kids. Before they knew that, the East was unknown. Right? What's the East? What's the East? It's like China, Japan, right? Korea, that's the East. And what's the West? What's the West? What is the West? Europe, America, right? Western, they call it Western because of the cowboy hat. They call it Western, and then Eastern, East people, okay? And when the wars happened back in 1940s, and then the World War II happened like that, a lot of the American GIs, the soldiers, were in those countries and saw something very different. Okay? It was called martial art, karate, kung fu. They saw all this stuff. And they were like, this is phenomenal. What are they doing? These itty-bitty guys beat up these American big old soldiers. What are they doing? They were, they're doing these karate, hapkido stuff. Right? So what happened was they brought some of that physical body movement over, and a lot of people came over. Americans came back and built karate studios in America. Okay? But at the same time, they would always wonder, what is going on with these martial artists in Asia? Very often, they are sitting there like this, and they're focused. And they were like, well, that must be just mysticism. Booga 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 bee of that stuff. Right? What are they doing? They're just focused like that. Okay? What is it that they're doing? And at times, even when they started documenting this and they brought cameras and they're watching these little guys, they would go out in the middle of the snow where it's freezing weather, and they would sit there just like you guys are sitting right now, and as they're sitting there, even the snow around them would start melting. Like that. They're wondering what's going on. And when they fight, or they do any kind of form, or anything like that, it was almost superhuman. What is it that they're doing? Why can they stop a fight? Like, point fighting, right? Right? It's one point. It's the first point. Why is it in real life when they fight, they're not going on for these long fights where they're just beating each other up. It's almost like one move and the person, boom, drops. That's how point fighting began. Because in karate, it was one move, that's all it took to kill the person. You hit him just right, took a katana, you cut him. You don't cut them over and over and over again. You cut them one time, the person dies. You go on to the next fight. Okay? So they had to train their mind. So what I want to make sure this happens today is that I assist you in training your mind and how important it is going to be when you show up at the competition. Your body has been trained. But we are now going to train your what? Mind. Okay. So a couple things. This is actually a two-part series. This is number 1, and I'm going to come back again right before the competition. So you need to be here, and you need to be on the second one. This one, today, I'm going to focus on, we're going to go through a meditation and a visualization exercise. Okay, a short, fast, quick one. Okay? I only have a short period of time with you today. I'm going to go run through them a lot. That's why I need the senpais, right? Focus and listen. Because you are going to have to pass on the knowledge to the ones that Who has never competed before? Or never competed at Worlds? Worlds or compete? Okay, just a handful of you? Okay? You've never competed at Worlds? Okay. Alright, so the ones that have competed obviously have that advantage. So today I am going to cover a lot more material than I did last time. Who was in my last time I did this? Last year? Worlds? Okay. Did you like what I did? Okay, what I did with your mind? Okay, I'm going to add to that. And I know some of you are going, whoa, that's so much information. That's so much. How do I process all that? Don't worry. If you could get one idea today, you're so much more advantage over everyone else out there. Us? Okay, all right, great. So, power of the mind. So, the visualization, meditation we'll do. Next one, we're going to work on timing. Okay? And it'll be focused mostly on form 6. So, visualization, meditation, that's number 1. Next one is timing. And finally is the mindset of a champion. Alright? So those are the 3. I'm going to quickly go through them. I understand it's going to be a lot, but we're going to quickly go through them. Alright? So let's go with the next one. Okay. The power of the mind. A lot of these philosophies that I'm talking about is where if your mind can conceive the idea, then you have the possibility to achieve anything. If your mind conceive it, you have the ability to achieve it. Your body, okay, does not know the difference if your mind can vividly see certain things and feel it and taste it and touch it. They have since then, after they have started documenting this of the East, they have now incorporated this among Olympians, NFL players, okay, even football players. They have incorporated this and they can see dramatic results. So now they're actually testing this. They actually have equipment now where they'll hook up people to a machine, right? And they can see what happens when the person runs. The brain and all the muscles firing because it's electronic. And then the person goes, okay, I want you to just sit down and visualize yourself running that race perfectly, like a Fast and Furious dash. And when they run that perfectly in their mind, their muscles are triggering exactly the same way, as if they ran it themselves. Okay, so it's been proven now that it works. So let me give you a quick example. Everyone right now, go ahead and close your eyes. Okay? And I'm going to say a couple of words right now, and Senpai Hayashi, am not doing anything. It is you. It is your mind that could allow yourself to feel, see, or do any of this stuff that I'm about to present. We're going to start off with a very simple visualization. It's not hypnosis. This is your mind. The more powerful and stronger your mind, the more you can really visualize and feel this. So I want you to practice this really quick. Go ahead and see a white room. Just a pure white room. Inside the white room, directly in front of you, make a table appear. Little table. Go ahead and walk up to that table and look on top of the table. Go ahead and see a lemon. A lemon appear. Now with your mind, I want you to pick up that lemon. Take a really good look at it. Look at that color. Look at those little crevices. Okay? Now take a knife. A knife appears. And go ahead and cut that lemon in half. So now it cuts in half. You have a half a lemon in your hand. Bring that lemon up to your nose. Take a little sniff. Go ahead and look at that lemon. Look at it really closely. Look at all those crevices. Look at the seeds. Look at the color. Make it nice and bright. And take a big bite out of it. All right, now open your eyes. How many people's mouths fill up with saliva right now? Okay. Was there a lemon? Was there really a lemon? No. And the more and more you practice this, the better it will become. And as you practice it more, I will share some case studies that I already collected of what the results of this will happen. Okay, after we've done a couple of these experiments. All right. So let's go into that. So the part of mind. Okay, so let's see. First off, we're going to go into a way that's practical. We're all great in Senpai Hash, and now into the Magic 11. What's the big deal? Okay? But we're going to now bring that into your forms. How can that apply to your forms? If you were a world champion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, whatever, stand up right now. If you're a world champion at one time, stand up. Okay, and attention. And this is still a karate class, so when I say stand up, stand up. Perfect, good. Okay, great. You're a world champion. Please come on up here. Face the ones out there. Turn around so everyone can see you. Okay. Okay. Now, I want everyone here to go ahead and look across all the world champions right there. And if you have seen their form, focus on one of them. So everyone should hopefully not focus on one person because there's a lot of you up there. Okay? Hopefully everyone is focused on one person or another. And let that person be someone that is not in your division. Okay? Someone that's not in their division and you have seen their form. Alright? You have one? You pick one? What? What? I'm talking to everyone here. Okay, great. Keep that person's image in your mind. Okay, go ahead and have a seat very quickly. By the way, okay, so when I came here, just a little history about what happened. When I came here, I'm a fighter. I like to fight. I came here to spar. Okay? I did Taekwondo fighting, I loved it. I came out here to mostly hands, so I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to see how fast my legs are against their hands. And they didn't do so well. Okay? Because you guys' hands are so fast. 3 years later, I didn't know Form 1. I didn't know Form 1. True story. Okay? Shihan at the time, Sensei Brown goes, hey, you have to kind of test. Okay? And I was a transfer student from another school. Okay? And even though I sparred really well, 3 years later, I did not know Form 1. Okay? I never went to test. I never did any of that stuff. I was just here on the Saturdays and sparring. Okay? Shihan, Sensei Brown goes, you know, you need to test. So I went, oh shoot, okay, I got to test. So, do you know who my sensei is, or who my senpai is that taught me everything? Take it. Sensei Mike. Sensei Mike. I sought him out, okay? And I saw all the world, I saw all the instructor. He wasn't a sensei there. I saw all the black belts there. I saw him out. I said, that is the guy I want to learn from. So I went up to Sensei Mike. I said, I tapped on his shoulders. Can you teach me? Because I don't know Form 1. I need to know all these forms. Okay? And he taught me everything. He taught me all the forms, combinations, everything like that. Self-defense, everything. Okay, so Sensei Mike, I owe him a lot. Now, visualization. The thing to do with timing is, I said, visualize about the world champion. The best way when you work with a world champion is to mirror them. Is Leo here? Okay. I was going to give that as an example because Leo did phenomenally well at last year's Worlds. And it was because my credit, I would think the credit to that was because he actually did a synchronized form with Eduardo. They had a great form. It was a Japanese form. I don't know the form that's called, but
I think they made it up. Oh, it was Coach Yoshida that.
right. And he was doing that with Eduardo. So typically, what I've seen is when a senpai comes and they're looking at someone performing a form, they're like, okay, why don't you correct here? Why don't you correct this? A little bit better on the stances, some things like that. You're trying to critique. You're trying to do the best you can. But I'm going to show you a way to just speed that up significantly. When me and Sensei was training, I'm mirroring him. So Sensei, can you come over? Okay? So let's say he's doing a form, and we'll take a simple form. Let's say form 3. Okay? I haven't done form 3, but I'm not going to do the whole form. Okay? Okay? I would ask, the best way would be to ask him world champion, can you please do it competition style as if you would do it? Well, I know we're doing form 3. I know his form is Kusanku and the other form I can't pronounce. Okay, but that one. But let's do form 3. So I'm looking at it. In a peripheral vision here, and I'm going to do it his style. Now, a lot of this, I'm going to put you on your toes here. I'm going to throw you up here and make you do some things. So, you on your toes. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'm... Ready? Yes. All right. So, as an example, and I've done my first attempt, I've done form 3 in a long time, okay, is I'm mirroring him, okay? So instead of, where I'm trying to do form 3, and Sensei is watching me, goes, hey, there are little senses there, hey, got a little snap there, instead of that. The best way to accelerate your timing, okay, and this is the only school that this can only be done at, because there's so many of you world champions. You can pick anybody and say, that person inspires me, and mirror them. And your form will get significantly better. What? Okay. So, right now, you had somebody that you thought of and you said, I've seen their form before. And instead of doing their form, you are now going to do your form as if you're there. Them. What? Okay, so right now, go ahead and sit down, you relax, okay? We're going to go ahead and close your eyes. Okay? Breathe in, make a nice deep breath in, hold it for a little bit. I want your chest to be nice, hold. I want your chest to be really big so your oxygen can go into your chest, really big, and then breathe out. Okay? Take a deep breath in. Big, and hold that breath. And take a deep breath out. Okay, so now just go ahead and take deep breaths in and out. In and out. We're going to now go into this exercise. So go ahead and see that nice, clear room again. White room. Now, in front of you, make a competition ring appear. A square competition ring. There's no one else in the room except that. And in front of you, go ahead, with your own mind, have that world competitor champion appear. Now, for those that were up here that were world champions, for now, please think of somebody else that's hopefully not in your division, okay? For the exercise. So I want everyone to be able to see this. So you see your world champion that inspired you appear in front of you, and you're standing there. You go ahead and walk right up to the world champion. Take a look at him or her. Person is looking into your eyes. And in your mind, they are smiling at you, and they say one word. Well, say a little phrase. You have permission. So now the person turns around, so this is the back of their head. And if they are taller than you, you have grown. So they are their height. If they are shorter than you, you have grown smaller. So you are their height. And I want you, in your mind, I don't want you to do anything. You want to do this. You are going to now walk into them and merge into their body. your head is going to be where their head is. Your eyes are going to be where their eyes are. Their shoulders are going to be where your shoulders are. Your hands, your arms, your legs, you're now merged into their body. Go ahead and walk into the middle of the ring. Turn around. And present the form in perfect timing, stances, crispness, focus, as if you and them became one. And present the form. Don't worry about your announcement, just do the form. At the bow, and once you're done, so I know everyone who has finished and who has not, go ahead and open your eyes and look at it. Ready? Begin. Do the form. Forms are longer than others, so allow everyone to finish. When you finish, your eyes are open, so I know your job is done. Eyes are open, that means you're completed. Your eyes are closed, you're still doing the form. Your eyes are closed, you're still completing up the form. Wait for a couple more people to finish up. Wait for everyone's eyes to open when you finish. All right, good, good. Okay, so how was that? Some of you, this may have been the first time you did it, so it's a little hard to stay focused. Sometimes as you're doing the form, your mind may kind of slightly drift and you think of something else. That's because you're out of practice, you've never done this before. How many of you guys see the first Matrix? Who saw the first Matrix? Matrix? Okay. Remember that part of the scene when he appears, it's a white room and the, was it Andrew, Lawrence Fishburne or something, right? And they're fighting, and he's explaining to him, in this world, this is just your mind, and they're fighting. Remember that? Awesome. Okay. And it's a cool sci-fi movie, right?
sci-fi movie.
No, it's not. Okay, that does work. I'm going to show a demonstration in a minute of how that works. So the best way is here or outside of here is to tap because your world champion that you looked at and you said, ooh, I want to be like that person, doesn't know that you want to be like them. So your job is to go up to them and say, hello senpai, can you do the form with me? And you senpais that have a world championship title, okay, have now had to up your game. Not only do you have to be great in your form, but you now, if you have the honor that someone is coming up to you and asking that you show them the form, it is not so they can, you're teaching them the form anymore. It's not teaching them the form. It's not you standing there like, yeah, you do that stance a little bit better. No, you're doing the form with them as if it was your competition. Us? So you have a bigger responsibility this year, okay? Because you don't know who's going to tap you on the shoulder. Hopefully everybody goes attack Sensei Judy at one time. Okay? Because she's the Grand National Champion, okay? Grand National, when she won that. Okay? And the Grand Championship, when she won that. And beat all the black belts. Okay? So everyone hopefully saw somebody different. That's the best way. When you're mirroring it exactly like that. The next one is what we just did. At night, since they cannot work with you all the time, at night, when you're going to sleep, do the form with them in your mind as if you're them a couple of times. Do it twice, do it 5 times if it's a short form. Us? This is up to you. Is it up to me? No, I'm not going to come home and call you at night and go, hey, did you do your form in your brain, in your mind? No, you have to do it yourself. Okay, it's not going to take any extra time. You brush your teeth, put your pajamas on, I'm going to go to bed. Right when you lay down in bed, you go, let me at least do the form 1 time perfectly, like a world champion. And you go to sleep and you close your eyes. Us? Okay. I want to actually present to you something very quickly. After I have to set up. This right here, can you take a step back? Okay. There's going to be a reason I'm doing this. You'll know in a second. But can you do something else? Don't worry about the announcement. Don't do the announcement. Just bow in, bow, and then do the form. What? You never? Alright. So she's going to chat me out and do something. No announcement. Just go ahead. somebody that you're near, right? Us? I don't know that form. Somebody actually does not know that form. We don't have a studio training. We don't have years. We have her train at a park, so we don't get to use a floor. She doesn't get to use her feet on the floor. She gets to use tennis shoes. I don't know the form. I'm the senpai. I don't know the timing because I don't know the form. I can't teach her the form. We don't have a studio. We don't have a mirror. She's working on shoes. Last year, at the competition, compete. Typically, the highest score is what? A 9. 9 is your highest score, right? Right? They hardly ever get 10s, unless you're Sensei Judy. Okay, okay. But 9. Who's got a 9 before? Awesome. Who's ever got a 10? 10. Awesome. Okay. So typically 9, 9, 9 is what? Perfect score. Okay. At compete last year, Ashley gets a 27. The center judge gives her a 10. And I don't know the form. How did she do this? If you know the answer, don't. If I already told you the answer last year, don't say. If you didn't hear this before, how did she do that? If you don't know the answer, how did she do that? Anybody think? Think. If I told you the answer, don't count. Nobody knows? Okay. I just did the visualization exercise. Us? Okay. See YouTube? Okay. The visualization exercise is that powerful that your mind cannot know the difference. Since the senpai Hashi could not teach her the form, I don't know if she's doing the form wrong, right or wrong. Okay, I have no idea. Okay, and she did practically a perfect score. The center judge gave her 10. I don't know the form, and it's by YouTube. The same concept goes. What happened was she saw a world champion. Now this is in the WKF, which is the competition, the karate competition, where they're represented by very different countries. They all have to throughout the entire world, okay, once every couple of years. And the winner, the champion of that consistently wins, she's from Japan, her name is Nao Muroka. Okay, by observing that, plus the form, you saw how long that form was? Okay, it's twice as long as Kusangu. It's called twice as difficult, and I don't know the form. With the visualization exercise, it could be done. I almost did this as an experiment to see how powerful the mind is, because I could not teach her, and she wasn't coming to this school. Do you believe now that your mind is that powerful? That your mind can actually do that? Yes, it can. Okay, timing, everything. Now, what was the things that you noticed on it? Now, granted, she hasn't done this in a year. We're not competing this year. Okay, but granted, what was some things you did notice? Anything? What? Go ahead.
Timing.
The timing, right? Anything else that you noticed?
Focus.
The focus is good. Yeah. Okay, great. Anything?
She only tried twice.
She only ki'd twice, right? I mean, the odds are stacked up against her, especially going to a competition where people are ki'ing 10 times throughout the form. And you go, the judge is going, oh, they must be doing something fantastic, right? I mean, right? I mean, you're human, right? She only ki'd twice. So there's that much or less of the advantage, only twice, that's right. Anything else? What else did you notice? There were snaps in the strikes, which I did, which was very good. Anything else? Yes. She had low kicks, you're right. Not our high kicks that we do here, but they were low kicks, they were right at the belt. Anything else? Anything else? Her stances. Her stances were cat stances. What do we do here?
Back stance.
Right? We do, back stances. We do full on, like Shotokan, awesome looking stances, right? Strong, it's a horse, right? Her stances were cat stances. Because with the visualization, with that merger that I just did one time with you, your responsibility to the rest, with that, the one that she mirrored had cat stances. Had kicks like this. In Japan, or that competition, you cannot kick above the belt. The gi is all white. You can't have anything on there. Only women could have like a white shirt underneath, and that's it. No patches, nothing like that. So basically, when I had recorded her and we played the YouTube video next to her, they went identically, and she's never met that woman. They started at the same time. She could do the form by herself. Start at the same time, and when they finished at the exact same time. Now since then, she changed her own timing, made it her own, which is fine. But initially, when she did the form, it was identical to the person. And it was really just to prove a point. I just want to see, will it translate when the judges see and they have no idea what she did? That she didn't have a sensei or was sent by the new form, new timing, no one to work with, no mirror, so she has no idea what she looks like. She has no idea what she looked like, even after the competition, because there was no mirror. Okay? It's the power of your mind. So believe it. That is that powerful. That will put you to the edge. Does it mean you don't practice? No, still practice. Okay, still practice. Okay, but that is the power of the mind. That's what it could do. Okay? All right, great. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's move on to that one. Let's go with that one. Okay, so, and then also to finish up, it also proves that when, have any of you ever seen something amazing on YouTube? Did anything, like singing awesome and all that stuff? But same thing. If you can do this on this, at the martial arts level, anything else as well could work as well. In anything. Any sport, any kind of physical activity, things that people are accomplishing, with the power of mind, you can do the same thing. Okay? So that's just a visualization. Next one, we're going to go into timing. So let's do timing now. Switch that over here. And also the very interesting thing about the WKF competition is as the announcer is talking, okay, you have to listen to it real quickly. And they're speaking only in Japanese, right? So I have to listen to it over and over to understand what they're saying. But they're looking for three qualities. They are timing, speed, and power. That's what they look for. So they say specifically, this is not a dance. We don't want cheerleaders up there doing a dance performance. Right? They want to make sure that every movement, it looks like you're in a fight. That's what they're looking for. Notice they didn't say, we want stances, perfect stances. Now they already assume that everyone's going to have perfect stances. That's why that's not what they're looking for. What they are looking for is your timing. They're looking for your speed, and they're looking for your stances. I mean, your power. So it's got to look like there's power in your stuff. Okay, so timing. Let's go with timing. New subject, timing. I mean, like music? Music, okay, right? Ever heard like the taiko drums? The dun dun dun. Who's heard of those? The taiko drums, right? Someone, have you never heard of taiko drums before? Someone never? Okay. Taiko drums. How interesting will it be if you heard drums that sounded like this? How interesting would that be? Your music like that. Okay. Point to this. When we do our testing, parents come to watch our testing, they're like, oh my gosh, look at my son and daughter. They are awesome, right? We're showing our form, right? But it's because it's a test. You have to show the sensei that you know the form. Boss? Okay? You already know this because I came last year and I showed this to this school and everyone knows it. Everyone has been very timing. Definitely. But what I'm saying with this is because this. If way you do your test, right? Ah! 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 Right? That's the way we do our test. If you do that in the competition, yeah, our stances are awesome. We could show every awesome move. But people are human. Okay? What it's called is variant speed. So just like drums, right? You want to hear the drums goes right? Something like that? Us? Right? Make it a little interesting. Alright? And I'm gonna go over a drill right now. We're gonna go over a quick drill. Okay? So let's do this. Real quick, Alexis, Ashley, can you get up? I'm only using her as an example only because I haven't seen all your forms. I know a lot of you could do this as well. Okay, but I haven't seen your forms this year, so I'm just having Alexis up here just so we can do an example. So Alexis, can you come up here for a second? Okay. Forget the walking, just stand right here. Just stand right here. Okay. I'm putting people on the spot all the time. Let's do form 4. Form 4, can you get that in your head? Form 4? Form 4? Okay, great. Do form 4, competition stuff. Just forget, just bow, no announcement, just do form 4. Okay, that's good enough, okay. So, go ahead and ask the question. Okay. So, the whole point with that was, we want to see, and again, we apologize, we haven't done that in like 3 years, okay? So I just threw on the spot. But, what we want to, did you notice that, the little difference with that? And it wasn't the greatest, because I know some of you can do the same thing a lot different too. But you notice how it went, you know, like that, right? Like the drums. The whole point is we want to see variation in speed. So how many have a block in your form? A block in your form. Yes, everyone has a block in your form. Great. We're going to practice that now. Okay? So everyone up on your feet. Okay, so go ahead. So, and stay here for now. Okay. So, when we do, let's say, form 1. I'm just going to throw form 1 in there because we all done form 1, right? Form 1. Instead of, right? Say it out loud. Go! Say it out loud. You guys say it. You say, up universal. Take a step back. Right? Turn. Robot.
I'm confused.
Right? Why is everyone facing me? Form 1. Form 1. Huh? Oh yeah. What? Oh yeah. Okay. Instead of form 1, right? Okay, up universal, right? Instead of that, right? Okay. Instead of that, let's just do one move. Okay? So instead of that, let's all from here. Let's all get it. All face this way. We're all gonna turn. Right? One move like this. From here. Right? And then we're gonna make a low block to the left. Right? And low block. Okay? So then back. Okay? So we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this way. We're gonna go fast, low block, and then actually go low block, fast. Okay? Fast. There'll be a point to this. Ready? From here. Ready and go! Good. And back. Okay? And ready and go! Okay? And back. Okay. Now let's try this. let's do one that's a fast low block and one that's super slow and perfect. Okay? So the same low block you're trying to do as fast as you can. Ready, set, let's go. And the second one, slow, super slow. Okay? So let's try it. This is just an exercise so you can incorporate that into your own form. Okay, so for now we're just going to do form 1, low block, low block, low block. That's all we're doing. Ready? And first one's fast. Second one is slow. Ready? And go! And back. Okay. And again. First one is super fast, right? And then the second one is super slow, technical. And go! Okay? So stay there, okay? So what I'm trying to prevent is your forms are phenomenal. Your stances, Sensei Michael, with you guys, your stances that you have, your knife hand that I see, right? That snap at the end looks perfect. But you're doing that almost every single move, some of you, not all of you. So if one side you're doing, the perfect knife hand, who's got a knife hand block in their form? Okay? If one of your knife hand block is perfect, like that, the second one, you can do it like this. Okay? One super fast, one maybe perfectly, so you show every movement. Boss? And then it's your own creativity, what you want to do. But if you're doing every movement, other side, same thing. It's the same thing. They're saying it twice, sometimes 4 times. So it almost looks like, right? They're saying the same thing for 3 minutes. Boss? Okay, good. Now back at attention, sit down. Now let's move you stay there for a second. Okay, let me have a volunteer. Volunteer, great. Awesome. Good, come on over here. All right. I'm going to, that's fine. Brittany, that's right. Okay, so Brittany's a judge. Okay? Brittany's a judge. Everyone here, play along as well. Okay? Brittany. Judge Brittany, I want you to memorize. I'm going to name off a couple of animals. And I'm going to name off 10 animals, and I want you to remember all of them. Okay? Everyone here, play along. Okay? This is your mind. Okay? This one is on timing. Okay? But you're going to play along. Ready? And cat, walrus, dog, tiger, snake, elephant, alligator, monkey, chihuahua, leopard. Go ahead, Dana.
Cat, walrus, tiger, snake, chihuahua, monkey, I forgot so many things.
What was the last one? Okay, how about this? Right here. What was the first one? What was the last one? Leopard. How many was able to get all of them? Oh, good job, 3 of you. And you're up here as a judge, and she couldn't remember. But she did. Most of you remember the first one and the last one, right? Awesome. Okay. People are human. Judges are human. Judges are human too. Your whole form should be phenomenal and fantastic, and the timing is impeccable. But you are human. They remember the first thing they saw and the last thing they saw. They remember the first thing they saw and the last thing that they saw. You saw with that. Go ahead and actually, real quick. Can you show me? Ashley, can you come up here for a second? Okay. Go over here. show the very beginning part of Form 5, the original Form 5. Remember that? Ash, come over here. Just forget the bow, present in front. Just the beginning part of Form 5, just the beginning part. Forget the bow, just go here, Form 5. I'm sorry for Form 5. Just that part. And then your hair's a mess. Okay, let's do this. Beginning part of kata yara kisame. Don't forget the bow. Forget the bow. Just the beginning part. Just from here. That's right. Great. That's good. Okay. Here's the secret of what we did. And I experimented at my house first, without a studio. She practiced that beginning part for 2 months. That's it. When she comes down, when she goes, I go downstairs, go practice. Because I'm working too, I work from home. Go downstairs, practice. She goes, do the whole form, like 5 times, 10 times. I go, no, just do the beginning part 20 times. Just that. Just the beginning part 20 times. Did that for 2 months to get the speed that now Muroka was at. And she is so fast. Even if you slow down the video, it's a blur. Same thing with the other person, which is Rika Usagi, the other world champion. They always go, one always wins, the other one, they go back and forth. Okay? That beginning part, she had trained just that. Sometimes for just 1 hour, the whole thing. The whole class is just doing just the beginning part. Over and over and over. Should the whole form be fantastic? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes! But if you have to make the first part and the last part phenomenal, and it will leave an impression in the judge's mind. Same thing with this part, which is not as difficult, Form 5. Right? Read on Form 5, right? Everyone knows Form 5. But when she had first presented the Form 5, some of the people at IIMA was going, is that Form 5? And couldn't even recognize the form. Because it looks so different. Because the beginning part, we had trained just, again, same thing, the beginning part. Snap, snap, snap. And we didn't do that for a month, definitely. Because it's not as hard. But that beginning part, which was doing all the inside form blocks, punch, inside form blocks, all that stuff. Super fast, practice that for 2 months. I know we don't have that much amount of time, but take certain portions of your form and practice that not over and over. Like what I'm trying to say is you don't need to do the form from beginning to end, beginning to end, beginning to end. Sometimes take a portion of it and make that part perfect, flawless. Us? Is this a secret? Yes, this is a secret. I'm sharing with you a secret. Now, a lot of you, this school had done phenomenally well way before I came on board. Okay? But I'm telling you, did you see that example right now? Right? The judge forgot the middle, but remembered the first and the last thing. Cat and the leopard. People are human. Judges are human too. Us? Okay? Even at a competition like this, you may not have the opportunity to make it matter. Do you know what's the best position to be in at the competition? First or last, right? First or last. In fact, the better position is actually last. Because you're the last person in their mind when they're going, okay, now who won? When they're like that, it's last. Now, you may not have a call in that because usually they'll take the tickets and they'll shuffle them around. Okay? But some competitions, they actually say first to register, last to compete. To entice you to register first. I don't know what Worlds is going to be this year, but I know for sure compete, they mix them around. So wherever you land is wherever you land. But that's what they even say. First to register is last to compete. And they're giving you an advantage. They're saying register first, so you can be last to compete. So you give the last impression to the judges. So in your form, some of you are like, oh, how am I going to remember the music and which one to do? Don't worry, I'm teaching this to two groups. I'm teaching this to the world champions that want to up their game and help the ones that are going to be competing that are not as advanced as you. So remember this and be able to teach it and coach your Ukis. Okay, the ones that are looking up to you. And the rest of you, don't worry, just go with your senpai. Okay, your world champion senpai. Us? Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, go back. All right, good. All right, give him a hand. Give him a hand. Okay, I want to do the next one, but you know what? Let's all, everyone stand up. We have to sing for a while. Stand up. Okay, and we're just going to do something a little different. From here, let's just go into funny step, funny step.
Yeah.
Bounce up and down.
Here. Ew, bounce.
Switch. 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 And switch. Good. And switch. Good. And down. Down. Alright, good. Alright, next one is very, very cool. This is my passion of what I love to teach. Okay? Champion mindset. We're going to go with champion mindset. This is the part I really wish your parents could listen in on this. And this stuff that what I'm about to explain to you is going to not only apply what I've been teaching you here, but also in life. Okay? In life. So let me do this as a real quick example. May I get two volunteers that let's say are about the same age or same division. You know somebody else what you do it. And you know what, let me test it, you little older guys. Are you guys in the same division? No? Me too. No? Who's in the same division? You're in You and Vanessa? You and Vanessa? Okay, good. Up. Okay. Great, come on up. Okay, so turn around. So let's say they're in the same division. We are now going to work on champion mindset. What are we working on?
Champion mindset.
Champion mindset. This is very critical when it comes to certain things. This is what's been proven. Okay, and how this, what I've been teaching you, is going to apply to other parts of your life. You'll see how it does that. Let me give you a quick example. Okay, this is the new stuff that I did not teach last year or the year before. But you will see now this is what I'm adding to the training. You know the book I'm coming up with, right? Champion, the winning in the dojo of life. I'm doing a case study of why certain schools produce so many world champions. Who do you think I'm doing the case study of? You. I'm doing a case study of you. Okay? So let me show you this as an example. This applies to other aspects of your life. Let's say there's a test coming up. Just a school. Not a probably test, but a test. Okay? A test. And there's a test coming up next week. Not a huge test, but a decent sized test. And both students have studied 4 hours. 4 hours for the test. Okay, not 20 hours, not some crazy amount, right? 4 hours for a test. And you know what? You should study about 4 hours for this test. All right? Nothing crazy, just 4 hours, and then you'll do well. Okay? One student goes, I'm totally gonna ace it. Okay? And the other student goes, well, I don't know. I didn't do so well last time. I'll probably boost this up. Okay? So go ahead and say, I'll totally This one says, I'll probably goof it up. Okay? Say it again. Loud. Okay? Say it again. Loud. So, I mean, we're in class, right? You're a senpai, right? World champion, right? Go ahead. Say it. I'm totally gonna ace it. You know what? I got this. Right? I'll ace this. And this one is talking to herself and says, I'm probably gonna goof it up. Now both students have slept well, studied their 4 hours, okay? And they go take the test. Do you know what happens? Very typically, there have been studies on this. This person will ace it, and this person may get a B. Even though she studied 4 hours. She's not going to get a D because she did study, but she may get a B because the way she said, talk to herself. Okay? Now, here's another example. Here's another example. Let's say they both study. It's a 4-hour test, but they studied 10 hours. 10 hours. I mean, they really, really just study, almost overstudy. Okay? And a lot of us here really train. We train hard. Right? Don't you guys train hard? Oh, you guys train hard. Yes, you do. Okay? You guys train harder than every other student I've seen. Very hard. Okay? 10 hours studying. However, this person says the same thing. I'll totally ace it. And even though this person studied 10 hours, says, I'm probably going to goof it up. Okay? Now come time for the test, she'll probably get not only an A, but she'll probably get 100%. Okay? Now this person that studied 10 hours, way overstudied, but said, I'll probably goof it up. She won't get a B, but she won't get 100. Even though the answer, she knows the answer, she'll make it wrong. Her mind will play tricks on her. And she'll get something wrong. So she may not get 100%, she may not get a B or a C or something like that, but she may get one wrong answer, get a 95 or a 97 or a 92. How many have you won somebody at a competition and you won by 1 point? Okay, 1 point. Do you think it matters with the way that you think when it comes to a competition when the judges are looking at you? Us? Okay. And oh, by the way, let me just give you a quick thing. When Ashley got the 10, she got a 27. She did not win. She didn't win. She lost. She lost to her sister. Okay? But I had Ashley come up here and give an example because Alexis did an easier form. It was Kusanku. You know Kusanku, right? I knew Kusanku. I gave Ashley as an example because I didn't know the form. And yet she got a 27. But she also won by, whoever won third place, by 6 points. Is that big? To win by 6 points? Yes. Okay. They dominated that ring at that competition. 6 points. Okay. And by the way, Alexis, she won compete last year and Worlds. She won both of them doing MP. How many of you know MP? One person? Two. Who taught it to you? Sensei Michael. Okay. She won. Alexis won, and it's a shorter form. It's a short form, so it's not too difficult. Same thing. I don't know the form. Senpai Hashi don't know the form. And she didn't learn it from Sensei Michael or Chris, Senpai Chris. Same thing. Did the same visualization. Okay? So I'm giving you example after example. Yes, the visualization works. Do you believe it works? Awesome. Okay? Alright, so the other example. How about this? How about this? They study 1 hour each. 1 hour each. Or 0. They don't even crack the book. Okay? They don't even crack the book. You say,
I was more like this.
okay? And this person says, I'll probably goof it up. What do you think will happen? They'll both No, it's not just confidence. You have to do your work. Okay? Did you see that example? Okay, you study 4 hours. Okay, you study 4 hours. You're with the, hey, I got this. I'm gonna ace this. This person says, you know what, I probably goofed that up. There'll be a difference. If they both study 10 hours, they'll be pretty good, but it's gonna make a difference of a little bit. And you are world champions. You are world competitors. You're the best of the best. Okay? And that's what is gonna matter. But if you don't study at all, they'll both fail. Okay? You just can't go, yeah, I got this, I'm gonna ace it, and that's not gonna happen either. Okay, I'm not gonna crack the code. That doesn't work. Us? Okay? Us? Okay, great. Now, let me show you something that's even scarier. Okay? 2 volunteers, please. Great, you 2, and 2 more. Great, you 2. Actually, those 2, no, those great. 4 of you, come on up here. You 2 go with senpai, you 2 go with this senpai. Okay, you see over here. You're over here, and you're on this side of her. On the left side or on this side? You're on both sides of her. You're on both sides of her. Now, I want you, okay, you know your line, right? I want you to say, you got this. See? I want you to say, you're smart. Okay? Because you're not, she is smart, right? You're smart. I want you to tell her, you'll probably do, well, you already said you'll do this up. You'll go like, don't screw this up. Okay? Say, don't screw this up. And your line is, you're done. Okay? Okay. Now go ahead to this person. Go ahead and say your phrase to them. It's going to be a lot of noise here. Say it 3 times each. Ready? And while they're saying it, you say it 1 time. You say it 3 times each too. Ready? Set, go. Say it loud, say it to them. Go, say it loud. Say it to them. Go, 3 times. Say it 3 times. Come on, say it like you mean it. There you go. Good. All right. Now, you see that example? Now, here's the funny thing. They go for their test. Okay? All right, you 2. The volunteers, okay? Except for you 2. Okay? Go. Okay, good. That happens. They go for the same 4-hour test. They studied 4 hours. This one will get an A. In fact, maybe even 100%. And this one will get a C.
Can I point something out? Look at the 2 young ladies after they got done. Do you see that she doesn't look confident? You can see it in her body language. You can see it in the way that she's holding herself. You can see her shoulders are back. Can you see the smile on her face? It makes a difference. Okay, so those positive affirmations, definitely you can see the difference. Yes?
Sit there. See that? Okay, great. Have a seat. I need you to stay up here for a second. Have a seat. Okay, great. Think about what they just said. Think about what they just said. When you go down, okay, give her, say, you're a winner. Give her 2 high fives, tell her you're a winner. High five, you're a winner. You're a winner. Okay, nice down. Okay, I don't want her to have that locked in her brain. Awesome? Okay, what I did to her was, that's an acupuncture technique. I'm trained in this other thing called NLP, TFT, what I did to her. Basically, hit some points, get that out of her program. Okay, so what people talk to you about. That's why I wanted the parents in here, your brothers and sisters in here. They didn't come in, it's okay. Okay? But we're also going to make sure we talk to each other like that. Us? Okay? Because I want to kind of finish up with this. Well, there's a couple things that I want to go over. But the thing is this. First off, remember the thing was, you're dumb? Okay? I don't know if some of you have any people that ever said that to you, friends or whatever, but if you do, don't have those kind of friends. Don't have those kind of people around you, okay? Because they are messing with your head. And they may be joking with it and kind of punch your arm about it, because oh, you're such a goofball, you're dumb. Don't have friends that say that to you. Us? Okay? Because you know what? You're a winner. Okay? This school is a winning school. Think about that for a second. You are competing at a world competition. So you are a world competitor. Remember I talked about the Olympian? How many Olympians do we know? Only 2 people that met an Olympian before? Okay? That's like, oh, Olympian, right? You are a world competitor. Okay? Go ahead and turn to somebody and says, I am a world competitor. Give them a high five.
I am a world competitor.
Okay?
Triple high five. Okay, I'll tell you.
If you have ever won a world championship, turn to one person and say, I am a world champion.
Champion. No, you're not. Oh, you go. Katie.
Okay? Turn to somebody next to you, and everyone better high five somebody, okay? I want you to say this, so I am a winner. Yeah.
I am a winner.
Two people, come on. Let me just I want to explain this about this, okay? When you're talking to yourself that way, you're not lying to yourself. Are you a world competitor? Okay? Are you a winner?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Do you know how many people drive by this school?
Millions.
A lot of people that are right there. Right? Senpai Shihan puts flyers at all your schools. Okay? Come on for a 2-week free lesson or whatever. Come on down. Train with the best, the champions. Train with the best. A lot of parents drive by, as they're driving by, they're going, you know that karate school, I better enroll them in there one day. Oh, my kid, watches TV all day, plays video games, doesn't do good in school, doesn't listen to me. I better enroll him in that school. Yeah, I'll get to it later. Drive by this school. Okay? A lot of kids are telling their parents, I want to take karate. That sounds fun. They came and do a demo over here. They were awesome. I want to learn how to do that. Mom, Dad, can you take me there? Yeah, I will. Little Timmy, I'm a little busy right now. I've got stuff to do. Even if I enroll you, I can't drop you off. I can't pick you up. On top, so that means you have come here, out of all the people out there that wish they can train here, you have trained here. Think about that for a second. And out of all the people that train here, this school has 400 students. It had up to 800 at one time, 800 students. Out of all those students, you have been hand-selected by all your senpai and senseis, and they went, this person's going to do fantastic on a world team or our demo team. We're inviting you to come and train with the best. So even at this school, with 400 students, forget the people that don't even sign up. And of the 400 students that are here, you are still the best of the best of that. You are the top 50. You're a world competitor. Okay? You are a winner. Let me give you an example. Why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I took my family, put them in my car, started up the engine, drove 2 hours to get down here? compete this year. They've been competing for 5 years. Alexis has won 5 times world championship. Ashley's won 2-time world champion. You know, we're working on other goals, other stuff that we're working on. They're not even competing. Natalie's not even competing this year because she's done ballet. She does karate with Daddy. Okay? But they're not even competing. Why do you think we're here?
To help us.
Help you? Because you guys are winners. I want my daughters training with winners. You understand?
Us.
You're the winner. Not Shihan Ram. Shihan, yeah, he's the winner. He's not here. I'm not the winner. I haven't won a world competition. I'm not a world competitor. I'm not a world champion. You're the winner. Think about that. Turn to the person next to you and say, I'm the winner. Turn to the next person and say, I'm the winner. Say, Senpai Hashi would not have grown his family down here if I'm not the winner. Say it. They came down for me. Okay? Now, I know the Kids Fit program here, which is a non-profit organization. They go to schools, less fortunate areas. They can't drive down here because the parents are working. They can't afford to come to this school. They're too far away. Sometimes they're juvenile delinquents. That's not a derogatory term. They're actually juvenile courts. They go to juvenile court because they get in trouble, right? And Shihan is up there teaching them, to use their energy in a more positive way. Okay? I don't like to go to those kind of places and tell them you're a winner because I'd be lying to them. They're not winners. They're juvenile delinquents. Right? They gotta do better, do something with your life. That's what I would tell them. Okay? We don't go to any other schools. Have you gone to any other school and have I done this speech? You did. I thought you did. No! No! Have not! Okay? I have not. In fact, the only time I've ever done this was there was a school just locally. It was a small school, about 100 students. They were going to a competition one year, the local one, the small one. Okay, where it's just among the San Marcos dojos, a real small one. Okay, they don't even do it anymore. So they were doing a competition, they didn't know how to compete. Their students never competed ever. A whole school, no one's ever competed because the students weren't so good. Okay? I mean, be realistic. So Alexis and Ashley, they did a quick demonstration, and I was explaining, they're a Taekwondo school. So I was explaining the karate rules. The first point, it doesn't matter if you kick them like 10 times, it is the first point. And explaining that to the parents and the competitors. And Alexis and Ashley, they were much smaller then. And they came up and they did their form, like form 3 and 4, right? To kind of demonstrate the standards, okay? And the parents were shocked. And they all ran up to that, to the sensei there, the main sensei. They didn't call him sensei, they call him chief instructor. He's a 4th degree, ex-Marine, okay? And they went up to him and goes, oh my gosh, those kids are amazing. Now we had our uniform, we had our IIM uniform, but I asked them out of respect to flip it around so all they looked like was they're wearing a black uniform. So we wouldn't have the logo of this school here because the school was close by. Okay? It was a friend of mine. I didn't want to take students away from there and bring them here out of respect. So when they did their form, I had them flip their uniform so it was a black looking uniform. So they didn't know what school we were from. And they said, oh my God, those kids are amazing. And you know what all he could say? Well, they're Japanese. And I was thinking to myself, I didn't say this out loud, was, no, my kids train with winners. You understand? What? Turn to the next person and say, I am a world champion or I am a world champion. the next part here, we're gonna go into, okay, let me also explain with this, with the two examples here. And I'm not gonna have you go through that again, okay? So come on, the two people here, come on up. Okay. Alright, that's okay. So, in this example here, and we're gonna be finishing up soon, okay? But in this example, and again, this is champion mindset. We did a visualization, right? We did timing. Now we're talking about the mind. And this is what's going to be different than the last time. How can this apply? I gave you a studying example. But what else could that work out in? How many of you are involved in another sport? Oh, good. Do you think what I'm teaching right now will apply or affect your result in the other sport that you're doing? Absolutely. Just right now, you don't even have to think about it when you do the other sport. When this season's over and you start your other season in the other sport, will it affect that other sport?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so in your other sport, is there a captain of that team? Is there a leader in that team? Do you think with this kind of mindset, if you had that mindset versus this mindset, do you think you could easily, not easily, but do you think you can become the captain of that sport? Absolutely. With that kind of mindset, you can. How many of you have a subject at school that you'd like to do awesome at? Everyone's hand should be up right now, right? Okay? If you have that mentality versus this mentality, do you think that will affect the way you do in that, not just the test, but the whole subject? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay? How about some of you? Are you going for your SATs? Who's going to college? Okay? Right? Who's going to be taking the SATs in the next 3 years? Will this kind of mindset affect the way you take like that 6-hour test? Or what college you think you can go to? Us? Right. Some people won't even apply for a certain college thinking, they'll probably never accept me. They don't even bother trying. That's what happens. How about if you, let's say there are two guys up here, or even ladies, it's fine, it's okay. How about if you were thinking of going to the prom or some dance with somebody? Right? Does somebody want to go to a dance with and you're like, oh, he's so dreamy, or, you know, right? And the one person's like, oh, they'll never go out with me. And the other person goes, yeah, they will. Absolutely. I'm awesome. I'm a winner. Of course. You come with that attitude. You think that will affect, right? Well, who you may go to the dance with or something like that? Yes?
Yes.
You're all comfortable? Yes? Yes, I got that. Okay? Or how many of you right now already have a dream of what you want to do? Besides being a world champion. Already know what you want to do when you grow up. Who wants to share? Anyone want to share something? It's okay. You don't have to. If you want to. What do you want to do?
I want to become a
Sports physical therapist? Awesome. Sarah?
I want to be a vet.
You want to be a vet? Awesome. Working with animals? Go ahead.
I want to be an Olympic runner.
You want to be an Olympic runner? Awesome. That's great.
I want to be a soccer player.
You want to be a soccer player? Great. Go ahead.
I want to be a football player.
A football player? Awesome.
A famous karate person.
A what?
A famous karate person.
A famous karate person. Awesome. A what? Say it louder.
Teacher.
A teacher. Good. Good. Awesome. I see a hand over there. Aeronautic engineer. Awesome. A psychologist. Okay. Yes. You want to study biology? Okay. So all these dreams that you have, see how this application will affect the rest of your life as you go into life. So the book that I'm having right here,